Hello students, it's been like 2 to 3 years I have uploaded my last video, but I'm so delighted to let you guys know that I'm officially back. Today's our lesson is Biosphere, the last lesson in our grade 11 science syllabus. Why this lesson is very important? The reason is, in our O-level science paper, in science 2, that means a part 2 structured paper's first question, which carries 15 marks based on this. So then out of 200, 15 marks means it matters a lot. So then it's very important, this lesson. So let's see what we have to study in this Biosphere lesson. As I said earlier, today we'll be discussing about Biosphere. First of all, let's see what's called the Biosphere. Biosphere means exactly the summation of the sum of all the ecosystems that you can identify in our environment. So then it could be a pond, it could be a decaying log, it could be at the same time, it could be a coral reef, or else it could be just a fish tank, in your house. All of those we consider as ecosystems. When all of them combine together, if we consider, we have the biosphere. This is a place where all the biotic, that means where the life is there. We can talk about these, plants, it could be ourselves. So all of us, belong to this biotic nature. So then at the same time, we have the abiotic nature, where water, soil and all, will be there. This biotic nature and abiotic nature will be interacting in biosphere. In biosphere, we can identify different organizational levels. Exactly in the similar way, when we talk about the living bodies, we have cells, tissues, organs like that. We have in biosphere also different organizational levels, starting from a very simple level to a complex level. We'll be starting from individual. So after that, when individuals combine together, we'll be having the population. When population combine together, we have the community. Like that, we have ecosystems, and the summation of ecosystems, as I said earlier, we have the biosphere. So then when it comes to organizational levels in a biosphere, we can start from individual, then are the population, community, ecosystem and biosphere. Right. So then we'll be moving on to the first, the simplest level of the organizational levels of biosphere, that is individual. Now let's see what you call by an individual. When it comes to individuals, we consider a single organism of a certain particular species we call as an individual. It could be a jack tree, it could be a leopard, or else it could be an elephant. So then anyway, we have to consider a single organism belong to a certain species. Right. So then we'll be moving on to the next organizational level, that is population. When it comes to population, we'll be considering a group of organisms belong to the same species. That's very important. We are talking about same species who live in a certain geographical region, certain area, in a particular time period. We consider as a population. For an example, if you can talk about if you talk about the Yal National Park, in a certain year, for an example, let's say 2011 or 2015, some year like that. So in 2015, the number of leopards lived in Yal National Park we consider as the leopard population in Yal National Park. So then like that, we can consider about populations. Right. Now we'll move on to the next organizational level. So that is community. What do you call a community? If we consider a group of different populations combined together, we can call it a community. For example, if we talk about the Yal National Park, so inside the Yal National Park, different populations you can identify. For an example, it could be a population of leopards, it could be population of elephants, it could be population of crocodiles, it could be population of certain trees. We can consider certain type of plants. So when you consider all of them together, we have a community. Right. So then the next organizational level is ecosystem. If we consider about the groups of different groups of populations together with the abiotic nature, that means the non-living component of the environment also, we consider as an ecosystem. As I said, at the beginning of the video itself, it could be a pond, it could be a decaying log or a coral reef or something like that. So we consider as an ecosystem. Right. The last organizational level is biosphere. As I said at the beginning of the video also, the summation of all the ecosystems together we consider as the biosphere. So when it comes to biosphere, we can identify three main components. The first one is the lithosphere we have, where the crust and the upper mantle of the earth we have to consider in lithosphere. When it comes to hydrosphere, we have water bodies. Different water bodies are there. Ocean, it could be the river, ponds, and all we can consider. At the same time, we have atmosphere, where all the mixtures, different tabs of the gases where we can identify. Today we discuss about different organizational levels in biosphere. In the next video, we'll be discussing about the growth of population and growth curves. If you haven't subscribed yet, you can subscribe and smash the bell icon. Until we meet next time.